Hi, my name is Yasu from Japan, and in my video, I drink sake and introduce sake in both Japanese and English. And today, it's like a love at first sight. When I saw this bottle, I really loved the design. It looks really nice and cool, so I just bought it. I didn't even know what this sake is. I wasn't even sure if this was sake. But yeah, it was in sake section, so of course it's sake. And then this is from Kumamoto prefectures. I no, I went there, but I was at the airport as a transitions back to Tokyo from Yoron Island, which is in Kagoshima. Anyway, so this sake is Kumamoto prefectures. If people don't know where the Kumamoto is located, it's like western part of Japan. It's kind of between like the how can I explain? So this is Tokyo, this is Fukuoka, this is Osaka, Fukuoka, Kagoshima, and I think Kumamoto is here, and Okinawa is down there. Okay, I'm drunk. Anyway, the sake brewery's name is Hananoka Shuzo. I'm really surprised that Kumamoto there is a sake brewery and they actually make sake. And then the name of sake is UBUSUNA. They used yamadanishiki rice to make it. It's a raw sake. Let's see how this sake is gonna taste like. Oh. And as always, I use this special glass for Japanese sake from Kagami. So cheers. The first of is smell. It's very nice smell. It's like it's sweet. I was gonna drink it. Oh my gosh, I don't have the words to describe it. Seriously, I really need my friends back in Japan from the overseas so that we can drink together this sake and you guys can tell me how this sake would smell like to you guys in English so that I know how to say. It's very sweet, but it's not fruity smell, and it's a rice sweetness, but not quite there. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see. Let me just drink it. The flavor is so refreshing, very sparkling. And the mellow. It's sweet, but really clean. And then once it's in my mouth, it disappears. And then it's spring in Japan, it's getting warmer and then warmer. So the best sake for this best spring weather. My goodness. So refreshing. I'm completely satisfied with my pick on this sake. So border is open already if you're in Japan and I wonder how to experience Japanese culture then. And if you can drink, why don't you drink sake? And if you ever wonder which sake you should try because there's just way too many sake, if you go to a sake store, I recommend UBUSUNA. So this is the kanji character. I cannot even read it. Yeah, it's a UBUSUNA hananoka shuzo from Kumamoto prefectures. Well, you love drinking, and you know sake. If you do, I would really appreciate if you can leave, give me a comment in this video saying that, oh, why don't you try this sake? And then I'm gonna look for it. If I find it, then I'm gonna buy and drink and make a video in both Japanese and English, and then, like, let you know how the sake that you would recommend would taste to me, because everybody has different tastes. And I'm really trying to build up this, sake channel. So if you can subscribe to this channel, I really, really appreciate. So now from here, let's just talk about something. What should I talk? Okay, here's the thing. The unemployment rate in Japan has been super, super low. Even the COVID-19 pandemic hit, but still super low. There is a bureau, the Statistic Bureau of Japan is the official bureau under the Japanese government, and they release a lot of statistics data, and one of them is unemployment data, and they released the latest one for the February 2022, and the unemployment rate is 2.7%, which is really crazy because the economy has been suffered due to the pandemic, and then like the prolonged shutdown on the borders and everything. By the way, it's already open from March 1st for the international students, foreign students, international workers, foreign workers. So you guys can really come to Japan. If you search for those informations online on Twitter, you see those people who are tweeting and saying that, oh, I'm finally in Japan. So there has not been any issues, as far as a lot of people know, including myself. But the economy suffered. GDP really went down, and then the prospect is not looking good. However, the unemployment rate for February 2022 in Japan is 2.7, crazy low. I think the US for the January or February one, let's see. Yeah, the February for the national unemployment rate for the US is 3.8%. It's really low as well. However, the Japan is much lower. I mean, right now in the US, a lot of companies are facing the labor shortage and everything. Japan is not like that, but I mean, it is like that, but not in the same way. I probably should make another video drinking another sake to explain why it's not the same thing. So here's the thing. One of the good thing about Japan when it comes to being fully employed, in Japanese language, it's called seishain. If you're seishain in Japan, it's almost impossible. It's not impossible, but it's almost impossible for them to fire those employees if they are fully employed seishain, because those seishain people are super, super overprotected. And then it's been really well known that that was really one of the biggest issues why Japanese companies are like not really innovative, they're not really turned over that much, and it's not really good for the shareholders' interest, because let's say in the US, if it doesn't work out, they can fire people, and then they can it's easier for those employers and employees to find a good match if there is new opportunity emerges. But it's nothing like that in Japan, because employees are very well protected. And but let's face it, if they're fully employed, say Shine, even though the in a very bad economic situations, the company really needs to um, make them through to survive regardless, because they cannot fire people. And then they have learned in a very hardest way when when the bubble burst back in 1883 or 2. I was not even born yet. So like the Japanese company's tendency is like, when they make profit, just letting those money sleeping in the bank accounts, because if something bad happens, they can really use it. And it did happen like that. Something really bad happened 2 years ago, which is the COVID-19. But it's not really good for companies to just letting those money sleeping in the bank at the same time, since they cannot really fire people. They need to waste those resources on those people that they feel that it's not really good fit for their company strategy and then everything. And this is one of the major reasons why Japanese people's salaries really didn't really go up at all in the last almost 20 years. Because if the companies raise employees' salaries, then it's really, really difficult for them to lower the salaries again. And it's really, really difficult for the companies to fire people even though they don't perform well. So from another perspective, it's really good for the employees because they don't get fired easily. So more like, much more like the job security and safety compared to those people who live in the US and other countries. But when it comes, from another perspective, companies' perspectives, even though they want to actually allocate the resources to certain area or certain people or certain human resources, but they still need to keep those people who are not really good fit for their company's future strategies. Then, money that they can allocate, the risks that they can take is much more less compared to American companies or like the Chinese companies. So there's always pro and then cons. So when I'm looking at the information about the unemployment rate for Japan in 2022, this year, 2.7, super low. But I don't really think it's a good thing. But anyway, so the conclusion for this video is that if you're planning to get a job in Japan, maybe as a foreigner, at first maybe it's not possible for you to get the say shine the full-time employee positions yet, then that is okay. But if you can do that, then make sure you are full-time employee, say shine, not contracted employee. In Japanese it's called keiyakushine. Don't go for it. Always demand for say shine full-time positions. But it's not really easy to do so. So at first, it's okay that your contract type is contracted employee, in Japanese keiyakushine. But once you get it, start working, please build up your career. And then once you change your job, company, or you get promoted in your company, then please make sure that you would actually get the permanent employee positions, seishin positions. Because in the end, that's gonna save you. And also your life, if you have the title, it's gonna get much easier. Probably I'm gonna make another video while drinking another sake because I think I'm getting a little bit drunk. So anyway, so that's the point of this video. So for now, じゃあね、バイバイ。